But now I have the exciting opportunity to bring back to the stage young Mr. Paul Morris, who's been ever present at these GCV events for the past 11 years. He's been a wonderful servant and advisor, not just to GCV through the Institute, and before that the Academy, but also to the UK government on behalf of the Department for International Trade, where he's the CIO and senior advisor for their venture capital unit. Before that, obviously, a storied career as a CVC at Dow Chemical in Europe. So, Paul, tell us about these unpanels. What do they mean?
Thank you, Jim. I think this isn't recorded, so I want to just hang on the young bit there in the description. Thanks. Yes, it's in a brown paper parcel. I think since the GCV Symposium started in 2010, there's only been one item that's been on the agenda every single time, and that's these unpanels, the breakout sessions. And I think the reason is that people enjoy them so much. So thank you to everybody that participated in those roundtable discussions yesterday. For those that didn't, well, you don't know what you missed. We can't get the moderator from everyone. I thank all the moderators who moderated those roundtable discussions, but we've got 3 of them to come up on stage to give a very short summary of the key points that came out of that discussion. So, do you guys want to come up? So, Charlie, Samantha, and Eric. Oh, you've got a mic already. Eric, do you want to come down here? Samantha, you go in the middle. We'll let Eric go first. So they're going to give you literally just 60 seconds each feedback, and they all know that after 60 seconds they get thrown off the stage. So Eric, you're first.
Ethical AI, every large company has more than 50 systems based on AI in production. These systems are based on a strong connection between data and algorithm, which unfortunately are ripe for bias, drift, and data privacy and hacking issues. First recommendation, companies have already data officers. We recommend them to create an ethical AI layers, and we strongly recommend to a woman in this leadership role because of a strong ethical focus. Second, cross-industry collaboration is needed between university, corporation, VCs, startup, and thanks to the leadership of GVCI and James, we have created a non-profit group called the Ethical AI Corporate Governance Group, which is publishing strong recommendations for technology and startup. This is an important issue. It could be perceived as a cost and a break to innovation. On the opposite, the group strongly believe it's going to be differentiation over time. Thank you.
We talked about importance of ecosystem around our funding, our grant funding, and our main findings were accelerators are really important. We have to make sure the right ecosystem is around companies, especially around health tech, where investors can understand the clinical pathway, the regulatory route to market through accelerators, but also get access to early pipeline and reducing timescales, which we've learned from COVID. The other important thing that came up was the importance of skills around the startups, that we have to make sure it's the right team, and entrepreneurship types programs where you have mentoring through something like North Star Ventures type program would be quite useful. And finally, we talked about UK life sciences thing being quite fragmented in terms of for investors, and how, as Innovate, we should be looking at a national program where we ensure that innovation from anywhere in the UK has potential for investment and can be commercialized.
Thanks, Samantha. And I think you won the prize for the biggest group of people around that table. So, Charlie.
Yeah, so we plan to do ours on the State of the Markets 2022, which is a biannual report we run, and we last published about a month ago. What was interesting is actually most of the data over the course of the last month is out of date, because things have moved so fast. But 3 key points were confidence is high in the staying power of corporate venture investors to play a core role, or even an elevated role, in the venture ecosystem. The feeling was that if the pandemic was a dress rehearsal, then from it some real leaders in the CVC space emerged that others can follow the lead of. Second point was we had a couple of lawyers at the table, and they haven't seen the expected knee-jerk reaction in their investment and M&A activities from their clients that they really expected sort of post-invasion of Ukraine. Their primary insight was that these activities haven't changed because they are so truly core to the strategic direction of these corporate parents. And then finally, we also had a couple of civil servants who, CVC was a relatively new space for them, but they're excited about its value. And the discussion led to talking about the UK, and actually there's still some room for the CVC activities of domestic UK corporations to grow into, and it's a flywheel that's only really just getting started.
Thank you, guys. Not only did you moderate fantastically, but you also finished the feedbacks in even less than the minute each, so thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Back now, I think we've got a break now, but I'll hand you back to the ever-youthful James Mawson.
I don't feel it this morning. I definitely don't feel ever youthful this morning, but thank you, Paul. I appreciate the compliment. So, as Paul says, we have got a break coming up. Just a quick reference again to this point around leadership. It is so important, the work that you all are doing here today and over these past couple of days, but also through the Institute, to show the next generation how to do CVC and how to land that value back in the parent companies. Because by staying involved with the entrepreneurs, you will help them, but also you help make this world a better place. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed this second morning, and we'll be back in half an hour at 11:30.